Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Kingdom Builders. Welcome back, Road Trippers. Akim and Akatin. That's right, man. Brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, aunties and uncles, grandmas and grandpas, man. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High. That's right, man. All praises to the Most High. Abba Yahweh. Glory to Yahweh Shai, our brother, King, High Priest, all right? Honors to the Ruach HaKodesh, wisdom. My love and my respect goes out to each and every single one of you Kingdom Builders. That's right, man. That's right. That's right. Love y'all. So check this out. Here we are. We're going to finish this up. Oh, this is the finale. Should we light an incense for this? Yeah, why not? We're about to finish up Maccabees. Let's get an incense. Hold on. Give me one moment. All right. We'll let that cook for just a second. All right. We should be good to go. Looks like we are good to go. All right. So here we are. First Maccabees. All right. We're going to be in chapter 15, and then we're going to do 16. All right. No further ado. You got a few moments if you want to get your scrolls out, follow along with me. And we're going to finish this one up. And then I think tomorrow we'll start on second Maccabees. Okay. Maybe tonight. I don't know. Depends. We'll see what's going on. All right. No further ado. First Maccabees, chapter 15. Let's begin. Chapter 15, and it reads, And Antiochus, son of Demetrius, the king, sent letters from the isles of the sea to Simon, the priest and governor of the Yahudim, and to all the nation. And the contents thereof were after this manner. King Antiochus to Simon, the chief priest and governor, and to the nation of the Yahudim, greeting. For as much as certain pestilent fellows have made themselves masters of the kingdom of our fathers, but my purpose is to claim the kingdom, that I may restore it as it was before. And moreover, I have raised a multitude of foreign soldiers, and have prepared ships of war. Moreover, I am inclined to land in the country, that I may punish those who have destroyed our country, and those who have made many cities and the kingdom desolate. Now therefore, I confirm to you all the exactions which the kings that were before me remitted to you, and whatever gifts besides they remitted to you. And I give you leave to coin money for your country with your own stamp, but that Jerusalem and the sanctuary should be free, and all the arms that you have prepared, and the strongholds that you have built, which you have in your possession, let them remain to you, and everything owning to the king, and the things that will be owning to the king from now on and forevermore, let them be remitted to you. Moreover, when we will have established our kingdom, we will glorify you and your nation and the temple with great glory, so that your glory will be made manifest in all the earth. In the 174th year, went Antiochus out into the land of his fathers, and all the forces came together to him, so that there were few men with Tryphon. And King Antiochus pursued him, and he came as he fled to Dor, which is by the sea. For he knew that troubles were come upon him all at once, and that his forces had forsaken him. And Antiochus encamped against Dor, and with him 120,000 men of war, and 8,000 horses. And he compassed the city round about, and the ships joined in the attack from the sea. And he vexed the city by the land and sea, and suffered no man to go out or in. And Numenius and his company came from Rome, having letters to the kings and to the countries, wherein were written these things. Lucius, consul of the Romans, to King Ptolemy, greeting. And Yahudim, ambassadors, came to us as our friends and allies to renew the old friendship and confederacy, being sent from Simon the high priest and from the people of the Yahudim. Moreover, they brought a shield of gold of 1,000 pounds, It pleased us, therefore, to write to the kings and to the countries, that they should not seek their hurt, nor fight against them and their cities and their country, nor be allies with such as fight against them. All right? Moreover, it seemed good to us to receive the shield of them. If therefore any pestilent fellows have fled from their country to you, deliver them to Simon the high priest, that he may take vengeance on them according to the law. And the same things wrote he to Demetrius the king, and to Attalus, and to Arathes, and to Arsakes, and to all the countries, and to the Sames, and to the Spartans, and to the Delos, and to the Mendos, and to the Sicyon, and to the Caria, and to the Samos, and to the Pamphylia, and to the Lycia, and to the Halicarnassus, and the Rhodes, and the Phasalis, and the Kos, and the Siddi, and the Aradus, and the Gortinia, and the Cnidus, and Cyprus, and Cyrene. But they wrote this copy to Simon the high priest. But Antiochus the king encamped against Dor the second day, bringing his forces up to it continually and making engines of war, and he shut up Tryphon from going in or out. And Simon sent him 2,000 chosen men to fight on his side, and silver and gold and instruments of war in abundance. And he would not receive them, but set at nothing all the covenants which he had made with him previously, and was estranged from him. And he sent to him Athenobius, one of his friends, to commune with him, saying, You hold possession of Joppa and Gazara, and the citadel that is in Jerusalem, cities of my kingdom. The borders thereof you have wasted and done great hurt in the land, and got the dominion of many places in my kingdom. Now therefore deliver up the cities which you have taken, and the tributes of the places whereof you have gotten dominion without the borders of Judea. Or else give me for them 500 talents of silver, and for the harm that you have done, and the tributes of the cities other 500 talents, or else we will come and subdue you. And Athenobius, the king's friend, came to Jerusalem, and he saw the glory of Simon, and the cupboard of gold and silver vessels, and his great attendants. And he was amazed, and he reported to him the king's words. And Simon answered and said to him, We have neither taken other men's land, nor have we possession of that which appertains to others, but of the inheritance of our fathers. However, it was had in possession of our enemies wrongfully for a certain time. But we have opportunity, hold fast the inheritance of our fathers. But as touching Joppa and Gazara, which you demand, they did great harm among the people throughout our country. We will give 100 talents for them. And he answered him not a word, but returned in a rage to the king, and reported to him these words, and the glory of Simon, and all that he had seen. And the king was exceedingly angry. But Tryphon embarked on board a ship, and fled to Orthosia. And the king appointed Sendabius chief captain of the sea coast, to give him forces of foot and horse. And he commanded him to encamp before Judea, and he commanded him to build up Kidron, and to fortify the gates, and that he should fight against the people. But the king pursued Tryphon. And Sendabius came to Jamnia, and began to provoke the people, and to invade Judea, and to take the people captive, and to kill them. And he built Kidron, and set horsemen there, and forces of foot, to the end that issuing out they might make excursions upon the ways of Judea, according as the king commanded him. And that's the end of chapter 15. All right, there's only one more to the door, y'all. 16, we're going to finish this one up. All right, you ready? All right, cool. Chapter 16, and it reads, And John went up from Gazara, and told Simon his father what Sendabius was doing. And Simon called his 2 oldest sons, Judas and John, and said to them, I and my kindred and my father's house have fought the battles of Yasharel from our youth even to this day, and things have prospered in our hands, that we should deliver Yasharel oftentimes. But now I am old, and you, moreover, by his mercy, are of a sufficient age. Be you instead of me and my brother, and go out and fight for our nation. But let the help which is from heaven be with you. And he chose out of the country 20,000 men of war and horsemen, and they went against Sendabius, and slept at Modin. And rising up in the morning, they went into the plain, and behold, a great army came to meet them, of footmen and horsemen. And there was a brook between them, and he encamped near them, he and his people. And he saw that the people were afraid to pass over the brook, and he passed over first. And the men saw him, and passed over after him. And he divided the people, and set the horsemen in the midst of the footmen. But the enemy's horsemen were exceedingly many. And they sounded with the trumpets, and Sendabius and his army were put to the rout. And there fell of them many wounded to death, but those who were left fled to the stronghold. At that time was Judas, John's brother, wounded, but John pursued after them until he came to Kidron, which Sendabius had built. They fled to the towers that are in the fields of Azotus, and he burned it with fire. And there fell of them about 2,000 men, and he returned to Judea in peace. And Ptolemy, the son of Abubas, had been appointed captain over the plain of Jericho, and he had much silver and gold, for he was the high priest's son-in-law, and his heart was lifted up. And he was inclined to make himself master of the country, and he took counsel deceitfully against Simon and his sons to make away with them. Now Simon was visiting the cities that were in the country, and taking care for the good ordering of them. And he went down to Jericho himself, and Mattathias and Judas his sons, in the 170th and 7th year, in the 11th month, which is the month Sebat. And that sons of Abubas received them deceitfully into the little stronghold that is called Dak, which he had built, and made them a great banquet, and hid men there. And when Simon and his sons had drunk freely, Ptolemy and his men rose up, and took their arms, and came in upon Simon into the banquet place, and killed him and his 2 sons, and certain of his servants. And he committed a great iniquity, and recompensed evil for good. And Ptolemy wrote these things, and sent to the king, that he should send him forces to aid him, and should deliver him their country and the cities. And he sent others to Gazara to make away with John, and to the captains of thousands he sent letters to come to him, that he might give him silver and gold and gifts. And others he sent to take possession of Jerusalem and the mount of the temple. And one ran before to Gazara and told John and his father, and kindred were perished. And he has sent to kill you also. And he went, and when he heard this, he was sore amazed, and he laid hands on the men that came to destroy him, and killed them. For he perceived that they were seeking to destroy him, and the rest of the acts of John, and of his wars, and of his valiant deeds which he did, and of the building of the walls which he built, and of his doings, behold, they were written in the chronicles of his high priesthood, from the time that he was made high priest after his father. And that's the end of Maccabees 16, thus that's the end of the whole book, Maccabees. And as you can see, deceit, trusting your enemy, never played out. It didn't work out for Jonathan, it didn't work out for Simon. Doesn't work out. You can't trust your enemies. You can't trust your enemies. They tell you who they are. They show you who they are. So the smile and deceit, if they can't get you face to face, they're going to get you, stab you in the back. That's how it works. And you can see it in the book. But anyway, thanks for the ride, y'all. That's the end of this book. That's the end of this road. We're going to start a new road, second Maccabees. That'll be coming up probably either late tonight or tomorrow sometime. So we'll see how it goes. All right. But in the meantime, in between time, I really appreciate y'all being here. I love each and every single one of you. I'm praying for you, your homes, your dwelling places, your families. I'm praying for your well-being, right? So you can have some peace, calm, and some tranquility in your life. You know what I mean? That's right. So stay strong, stay faithful, have endurance, right? You got to persevere. All right. All praises to the Most High. I love you. See you soon. Yeah.
Kobet Voma Studios.